Hey, cousins. Hope all is well. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Welcome, all new cousins. Just go ahead and take your shoes off and get you some libations over there at the sponsored Wheatley bar. Wheatley, so good, I drink it neatly. And we have some dude wipes. We have some Slim Jims. We have some Blue Chew. If you're dicking like it's supposed to, get you some Blue Chew. If you want your heart to palpitate and possibly come out your chest, there's some prime drinks available. We have Wingstop over there available. Minute Maid, the Minute Maid juice bar is available. Now I wasn't I told them don't be putting that stuff over there, but listen, they said that American beer, they said it's frothy and it don't get cold like fucking Hawaiian punch, but that's available if you want your piss to smell like, old bag of coins and be as heavy as possible. That's available too over there. Is what else is over there that's available? I think that's it. I think that's it for now. Yeah. Oh, Papa John's. It's some old hard Papa John's pizza over there. Cause Papa John said he had went to a rehab center for N-word usage. Y'all know they had a rehab center for recovering racists? I didn't know. Let me tell y'all something. I was actually when that happened, when Papa John's had went on a racist tirade about how his pizza wasn't getting eaten or whatever, I guess, by the black folks. He said he was going to take time off and go to rehab. You know how there's a Betty Ford clinic specifically for alcoholics? Somebody needs to open a rehab clinic for racists. Do you know how much fucking money you would make? Like, what would you teach them? Like, they will wake up in the morning and, like, have some breakfast and then go to the first therapy session and then, take a break. Like, what would you teach? How would you reprogram them? In my clinic, you definitely getting shock therapy. I'm about to fry your motherfucking ass. Let me stop. Listen, I'm just talking. Well, not really. Mark Callaway. Mark Callaway. That's what we just have to call him because he's no longer the Undertaker. The Undertaker dead gone. Done got his rings. Done moved on. Mark Callaway is talking. And every time Mark Calloway opened his mouth, I'm thoroughly disgusted. And now he got his hoe, Michelle, over there just, that's my man. That's my man. That's all she contributes. That's my man. So, like I said, I avoid the WWE podcasters, little conglomerate as much as possible. But look, clips are around, clips are abound. And so Mark Calloway was marking. He was doing his little mark thing, and this is what he had to contribute to society. So briefly, he's what's his name? Gunther is down to the 6 feet under with Mark and Michelle. Okay, and I don't know how this came up, but I guess Mark was feeling some kind of way, and he's notoriously old school. Like that's a fucking good thing, and this is what he had to contribute to the conversation.
Me, man, again, like I'm a notoriously old school dude, man. It's disheartening sometimes when I go to one of the shows and if you can even find talent. And I've heard recent stuff that you've said, like even to catch talent backstage, watching matches, like most of them are filming TikToks and doing all this other which was even when I was still on the road full time and you were on the road full time. Just if you weren't sitting there watching the monitor, you were gonna it was gonna be a bad day for you.
Yeah, because he was gonna be the one to make sure the day was gonna be bad because Mark ran the locker room court, right? So what they said the locker room court was whenever there was an issue amongst the male wrestlers that they would have to have Mark be the judge, jury, and executioner. So back in his day, if you wasn't back there watching the matches and staying to the end of the show, then you was going to catch hell because he was going to be the enforcer. He was going to be the enforcer. It would be hard pressed to think that Vince McMahon back in the day was back there patrolling and making sure motherfuckers is watching the match. Now I can understand he said, you know what, stay behind, rally your coworkers or whatever like that. But video games and stuff like that, all of that, he said absolutely not. You're not gonna do that because back in his day, you had to you had to have your steroids, you had to have your liquor, your hoes. Okay, you got your wife, but she at home with the kids. You had your liquor, steroids, hoes, pills. Okay, the prescription pills. You had to have your pills. Then you had to have the street drugs. You had to have your heroin. You had to have maybe some crack. Yeah, get some crack in there. Meth. You got that going. Then you had your guns, knives, maybe a bat, right? Maybe a nightstick or a jack if you want a crowbar. What else? Then you had to have like an anger issue. You had to have an anger issue. You had to walk around like you better than everybody, fucking everybody, and make sure you got that racism in there because that's going to put the separate the men from the boys if you slang around some racist, epitaphs at the different ethnicities of the wrestlers that was working back then. That is the type of atmosphere that was promoted, and that's what kept the wrestlers real hardcore. That's why half of them are dead. Yeah. Yeah, Mark. Half of them are dead. That's why you can't barely turn your fucking neck. Because you were so old school. And so about the business. Telling on people. Having court. That's how deep in the trenches you was for a scripted ass series. Can you imagine? Imagine on the set of Golden Girls. And Dorothy was running the fucking the court because the crew didn't stay back, and you got to be back there and you got to celebrate and do all this other shit with us. And if you wasn't, she was gonna come down and go, you fucking serious? Just so you could be ended up in the hospital. Motherfuckers don't care about you. You're not at the top of the car. They'll drop you like a hot cake at any fucking moment. You are an independent contractor being abused as a goddamn employee. And you want somebody to stand up there and watch some fucking matches. If I just came off the damn mat getting fucked up, I can't go back there and chill. I gotta stay late. No, I'm leaving. And if I want to do a goddamn TikTok, I'm going to do a goddamn TikTok. This is the same motherfucker that's on the creative team. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something, Mark. Times have changed. Didn't your boss Paul Levesque say this is the reality era? This is the new wave in the Paul Levesque era? Don't y'all promote fucking clicks and views and how much you got on YouTube, and Roman Reigns got 1 million on TikTok and 1 million followers on Instagram? All of that matters now. And the only way to promote that is to interact with your audience. Meechin has entertaining TikToks. Naomi has entertaining TikToks. Naya has fun TikToks. I see Tiffany Stratton does TikToks. Jay Cargill does a lot of photos. She put a lot of photo shoots on her Instagrams. Roman Reigns pops in and out of TikTok. Even chooses a comment and responds to it. And you know what the people do in the comments? They are having the time of their. Roman Reigns responded to me on TikTok. Do you know how exciting that is? I was excited when Ron Killings followed me on Twitter. That's exciting. But not for Mark. I am disheartened that when I go to the shows, I can't find talent. So you just want talent. When Mark comes, somebody got to get on the PA system and say, Mark Callaway is in the building. Mark Callaway is in the building. And you know that part on the Players Club where they was like, money in the building, money in the building. Everybody was like, oh, girl, come on, they're getting their stuff together. They got to run to the front and be where Mark can fucking see you. So you got to see me, huh? Oh, okay. Yeah, they're not back there watching matches. Most of them faking TikToks and doing all this other stuff. They are grown. Grown. Up, down, down. I'm not into it like I was in his early years. Up, down, down has been such a joy to watch. Looking at Seth Rollins play football. They had the football tournaments. They had the dodgeball tournaments. They had the little goofy skits and stuff like that. It was in his early years of Up, Down, Down was awesome. And you got to build a rapport with the wrestler you're looking for. AJ Styles, outside of his, I'm a country boy, all of that, AJ Styles, I know, has an anger issue when it comes to video games. And it is the funniest shit ever. He has Styles, the video games where he would go retro styles. He had retro styles and he would go look at the old video games and stuff, deep in the video games. All them guys deep in the video games. Run playthroughs and where he would sit and play like Ninja Turtles with him, and I forgot what it's called, but they would focus on one wrestler and you get to know them and why they're in the business. Had all of them on his show. That is the other stuff they're doing. They have YouTubes. We want to see Bianca Belair and what her new outfit is. That is now a part of her character. That is now a part of who she is. When we have a big pay-per-view, everybody's like, what Bianca finna wear? Ooh, I can't wait to see the entrances. Because things are different now. Now these wrestlers really got to really get in the paint in order to let people know that they're there, because Paul Levesque only uses 6 people. But back in your day, Undertaker Mark, you was all up in what's his name, Vince McMahon ass. Y'all know Mark Callaway is Vince McMahon's home health aide, right? Y'all didn't know that? When he's out and about, Mark Callaway right there holding him, helping him get where he got to go. He loves Vince McMahon. And I think he told Vince, like, you know what? While I'm still here, I'm going to make sure that the old school prevail. Well, guess what, Mark? Move your funky, stiff, nasty cottage cheesy ass to the side. If you want that old school shit, your bitch is sitting right next to you. Y'all go home and y'all could cosplay Little House on the Prairie. Don't bring that shit to other people. I do not understand why other people want to push their fucking beliefs on other fucking people. Do you know how far and progressed this society would be if motherfuckers would feel how you want to feel and go feel it somewhere else? That's what you like. That Gunther comes in there and don't nobody fuck with Gunther like that, and he thinks he above everybody, and he got this airs to him like, I'm just about to man, and he ain't nothing but a big old jobber and boring as fuck. Go ahead over there with Gunther. But no, I want to go and see what the girls is doing on TikTok. I want to see what the guys is doing down to their schools. Some of them got their own wrestling schools. I want to see what's going on over there. These people utilize social media, and your old stiff ass got a problem with it. If you wasn't watching, oh man, what was you gonna do? Like y'all did to Mark Henry and Dookie in his fucking lunch? What was y'all gonna do? Never ending practical jokes? Oh, it was cool when Randy Orton was walking around after his matches and putting his hands in his pants and getting his balls sweat and shaking people's hands and shit. That was fun. That was fun. You want to promote that hazing and that old school bullshit? Find you somewhere else to go. Matter of fact, Mark, just don't come to the set. Like, why are you still coming to the set? Why? Are you in the writer's room? Take your ass to the damn conference room and wait till Paul Levesque and Ed Kowalski get there and you can tell them how you feel. Leave these goddamn wrestlers alone. Leave them alone. Okay? So, Taker, everybody, you know what? When you get into business, this is the match that you should watch. Mark Callaway versus Goldberg is a classic. That's the match you need to watch. Turn that shit on and sit there and watch it so you can learn what not to motherfucking do. Matter of fact, go watch him and Kane versus Paul Levesque and Shawn Michaels. Get into that match. That's where he tried to do a suicide dive and landed on the cameraman and everybody else. Go ahead, do that. Since he's so his work is so fucking impeccable, everybody should be watching it. Somebody made this comment, then we're gonna wrap it up. They said, is he a jerk, Mark, or is he your standard 60-year-old dude who doesn't understand new fads? Do you call your grandpa a jerk if he tells you he doesn't get why we like TikToks, that you should read more instead? Yes. Yeah, I said, Grandpa, you're a jerk. I do read, and I also like to do TikToks. It's called duality. Because back in your day, you had 4 families. So you didn't have time to fuck around. You got your wife, and then across the street was your other wife, and then that wasn't enough. You went to across the street and got another wife, and then that was enough, and then you got a side piece and got her pregnant. That's why these men didn't have no fucking time back in the day. They had about 6, 7 wives. Or all these fucking homes full of kids. They had to figure out how they was going to get 8 gallons of milk. So yeah, mind your business. And stop giving these fucking old people a pass. That's why we can't move forward now. Back in my day, women knew that they were in the kitchen. Bitches don't want to be in the kitchen no more. They want to be out. They want to be in the streets. They want to say, hey, and y'all be mad as fuck. I'm going to leave it right there, yo.